what is the purpose of this component in SAP? So whenever the accounts which are maintained by the bank and the accounts which are maintained by the company should be matched. I mean, should be equal. If any differences or any discrepancies arise, okay. So in such scenario, so this EBS will come into picture. And for example, suppose we have given a check to your vendor, and your vendor is not yet presented in the bank payment till date. So this you can take as an example, which means accounts maintained by the bank and account maintained by the organization should be matched, should be equal. If any differences arise between these two remains, then EBS will be come into picture. Let me discuss some few important what are the reasons for preparing EBS. Okay, like unpresented check, I mean the checks which are not presented, unreleased checks, and dishonored checks. Okay, and stale checks. Stale check means checks must be presented within 6 months. So if the time period, if the time period if cross the 6 months, then it will consider as a stale check. I mean it is invalid check. And credit transfers and direct debit and shares in recording branches. See, these are the main reasons. So why we are preparing EBS in SAP. So let's discuss what the types of statements in SAP. Actually, we have two types of statements. One is electronic statement and manual statement. So electronic statement, it is automatic statement. So no need to enter manually, and moreover, so it's time saving and error free. So it will save a lot of time, and so there is no chance to get any error. So by following this electronic statement. So whereas manual statement, so if you follow the manual statement, it's time consuming, and moreover, so it is time taking. So these are the difference between electronic statement and manual statement. So treasury staff, okay, in the organization spend a lot of time usually at the end of the month so for reconciliation. Basically, EBS will be file will be uploaded with the end users. Okay. In case banks are unable to provide EBS, so then bank will follow the manual reconciliation. If any some reasons the bank are unable to provide this EBS electronic bank statement, then so the banks follow the manual reconciliation. Um, so, but the file format may be vary bank to bank. So this is not the same for all the banks. Okay. So it's depend on the bank. Um, so give me some time. So let me discuss what is the format. So going forward, I will with next within 2 minutes I will discuss other type formats. And EBS is uploaded in SAP. So we'll use T code F underscore 5. So by using this T code, we can upload the EBS into SAP. So display bank balances in GL balance. We can use T code FF67. For bank balances, we'll use FF67 or FEBA. For GL account, we'll use T code BL3N or FAGL B03. So usually EBS so consists of functions like electronic format. So the electronic bank statement function provided with bank can save a lot of time and error free. So EBS messages transmit bank transaction data between banks and business quickly and reliably and accurately. So this statement is used in SAP to an automatic reconciliation. So in other words, so EBS is an electronic document would be sent by the bank, which is contains the transaction carried out by the bank account holder. So the electronic document can be delivered by the bank in several formats like MT940, MT942, SWIFT, Multicast, BA, CMT. So these are the formats. So bank will send. So in most of the companies will follow MT940 and BA. So in the Indian context, so most of the companies will follow MT940. So one statement is once the statement is uploaded in SAP, so it clears the various bank clearing accounts such as checkout, check-in, and account to maintain bank account. Okay. So the main purpose of uploading bank statement into SAP is to make a bank maintain account and the physical statement should be synced. I mean, you have to match equally. I mean, we'll follow this EBS. So EBS business process process. How will this series will flow? For example, XYZ Bank so will send a file like a EVA or MQ or PI. Then will interface servers. Then it will hit the server A11. So it will show in A11. Then they do the process batch job. Then EBS posted in the SAP. So then bank statement can see in FF's double F underscore file. So main bank account, the company will receive UBS from the bank and uploading it to SAP system and view bank statement or GL balances in SAP. Uh, some important entries while doing EBS. For example, for paying vendor outgoing payment in F112, so the entries will be vendor account data to the bank clearing account. And while posting EBS, I mean, once you receive the EBS from the bank, so while uploading in SAP, so at the time, so the interest will be bank clearing account data to main bank account. Similarly, coming to the customer point of view, so whenever we are receiving payments from the customer, the interest will be bank clearing account data to customer account credit. Similarly, post EBS in SAP, main bank account data to bank clearing account. So what are interest for the bank charges? Whenever the bank charges, like in case if we're not maintaining the minimum balance or any credit card charges, like this, bank will charge for say many days. They will charge for every quarter, monthly basis. Okay. So in such scenario, so interest will be so bank charges account data to main bank account credit. So most commonly used formats are MT940 and BA, but this format structured and classified differently. Like it includes like account identifier, I mean account ID, um, so custom coding structures, reference data, and opening balances, so transaction date and transaction type and transaction amount, closing date, sorry, closing balance. So these are included in MT940. So from SAP organization perspective, there are two types of messages that will be there. One is inbound and outbound. So inbound means we'll issue a statement from the bank end, and outbound means we'll send the payment data to the bank. Okay. So there are two types of data will be there. Messages will be there, inbound and outbound. So what is MT940? Uh, so actually BA format is a standard format and recommended by SAP. Whereas MT940 is a format used by the Swift network. Okay, to send and receive end-to-end bank account statement. Actually, MT940 is provided with a Swift network. Okay, whereas BA is the standard format, so recommended by SAP. Here MT940 means MT is nothing but message type. So it is Swift standard, which means like bank communication standard for the electronic transmission of account statement data. So in this process, SAP will upload statement automatically at the time of so we'll do subledger, posting and clearing. So most of the Indian companies will use follow MD940. Okay, and more MD940 consists of like header details and transaction details and footer details. So in header details, contains like some numbers, which numbers denote with some some text means some indications like 20 means like a statement date. So 25 means account identification, a bank here, bank account number, IBAN number. And 28C means bank statement number. And 60F means final opening balance. And coming to the transaction detail, 61 means transaction line, and 86 means like a transaction detail. So coming to the file footer consists of also two important things: one 62F and 64. Here 62F indicates a closing balance, and 64 indicates available balance. Uh, Let me discuss some important T codes in EBS. So in order to upload the bank statement, we'll use T code WF underscore file. So whatever documents you are created, so that if you want to see that, if you want to display that those documents, so we'll use T code AB03. So in order to check the GL balances in SAP, we'll use T code so ABL3N or ABIFAGL B03. and force match the option is FIBA. So what are the transaction types in EBS? While doing EBS, there are uh, uh, one of the transaction type is external business transaction codes and the internal business transaction codes. There are two types of transaction codes are there. Here, external business transaction means the transaction codes provided by the bank, specific codes for business transaction. Okay, so in order to specify in order to find out this which type of transaction it is, we'll use this external business transaction codes. Uh, Issued in EBS. So the business transaction codes are issued by the banks in the EBS. Okay. So the SAP, I mean both version, ECC and as well as S4 version, the system requires these two codes to identify the business transaction. I mean which transaction it is, like debit or credit, which transaction it is. In order to find out the type of transaction, we'll use this T code. I mean business transaction T code. So it converts the bank different codes into the own system internal transaction codes. Okay. So external transaction types are used to bank statement to notify what kind of transaction it is. Okay. And so it's common. It is a common identifier. So the bank and the target system. Just the purpose of this external business transaction is to identify the transaction. Okay. That's it. So coming to the conversion setup. So one is first we need to create the host bank and the account ID in F1 bank and account and F1, then doing the payment in F112. Sorry, F112 is for the house bank creation and F110 for the automatic payment program. Then set up bank selection payment program, so which means bank selection for payment organization, and set up all company codes for payment transaction, which means for both customer and vendors. So moreover, here so we need to set up paying company codes for payment transactions and set up payment for payment method for country and set up payment method for company code for payment transaction. So that we need to mention here. Then master data. So in the master data, so business partners and bank master data should be maintained with respect to bank details. And required formats mainly so we can use MT940 BA or multicast formats. There are many formats as well, but mainly Indian companies will use MT940 or BA. Then set up connection between SAP servers and bank servers for the file transfer, mostly secure purpose. Then next configuration is full configuration of SAP is like mostly we'll use ABZP and OT83, OTPM and DME and OBMP. So these are the key codes will involve in so while doing configuration ABS and set up EDA partner profile for Finsta message type in W20. So this will come on DME while creating the partner profile. Sorry, IDOC. And listing of external transaction codes used by the bank. And these are the posting rules that to be created. Then link up your external symbols provided by the bank with the posting rules and give proper algorithms for posting and clearing logic. Searching for EBS. And one more thing, searching thing for EBS. So important thing is searching for the mainly it is for the to find out the charges and commission which will lead by the bank. So through MD90 system based on the algorithm and company code, bank will search such thing. Once upload a file, we can view it as a separate line item in FIBA. Basically, such thing is creation is optional. It's not mandatory, but based on the bank. So if any extra charges is added by the bank, so then in order to find out these charges or commission, we should use this such thing option. So in order to create this such thing, so we need to take a assistant of ABAPR. And so the T codes, such thing we can use in order to create such things we can create in OTPM. Okay, here we need to fill the required details like such thing name and the description, such thing and company code and house bank account ID, external T code, interpretation, such thing. So that this all need to be mentioned here as such thing in OTPM. And load bank statement and check result in FIBA. Okay. Ensure before while creating this such thing, so ensure the bank fee and amount is should not be empty, is not empty. We can check such thing file format coming incoming payment details in tables as well. FBP, FEBPP. Similarly, you can configure for commission also. Once you configure OTPM and check in February. And the last one is integration of algorithm. So the main purpose of this algorithm is to arrange the open items in the EBS. So if any open items are there, so that if one that you want to clear, okay, after receiving bank statement. So interpretation algorithm is one of the component. So with help of this component, you can clear the open items. So interpretation algorithm is nothing but clearing logic. Okay, so it automatically facilitates auto clearing payments in EBS. And so T codes and tables, BKO, EBS header records, we can search in S69. And FEBP, EBS line items, you can search in tables S69. And if you want to delete the bank statement, yes, we need to run on the program. So that RFAB KA96. If you execute this program, you can delete the this application as 001, 0001 and bank statement table. Some of the important configurations in EBS is in order to create symbol for transaction. So we use Q code in OT83 and assign accounts to account symbol. So that for that we need to use Q code OT83 and create keys for the posting rules. So same T code OT83 and different posting rules and create transaction type. All this you can use Q code OT83. And creation transaction type, we need to assign external transaction type for posting rules in OT83 and assign bank account for transaction types in OT83. So that's it. So this is all about EBS.
Yeah, nice, nice. Nice presentation, bro.